Show. Today is a Q&A day. So that's why we are streaming live on multiple platforms. I want to hear your questions. Also, we have our friends in Instagram. We're going to be answering their questions too. And already, I just posted this. We have dozens of questions already coming up, which is overflowing and blowing up my phone. But how are you doing? Get this queued up. Boom, there we go. What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? Summer's here. Did you feel the summer weather? Well, if not, I don't know what world you're living in, but summer is here and it is ready to go and it's not going anywhere. And just like we said last September, last October, last November, last December, definitely in January, in February, that summer is coming. Summer's coming, and then summer's here. And now here we are. What's up, Sarah? Good to see you. We said summer's here. Sarah, you have any questions? Feel free to ask in the chat. Happy to answer them. Paul, every year I tell you guys summer's coming, and every single year we get to this point, we get to Memorial Day weekend, and woe is me. Many people, they're just not summer ready. So today, coming to Jersey, where are you coming, Sarah? Today, I want to talk about getting you, summer ready. And is there time? Yes, there is still time to get you looking and feeling and living your best life because that's really the goal. Having washboard abs and a big old, firm booty on the beach, that's awesome. But that's the Trojan horse. That's the sizzle. That's not the steak. The steak is feeling your best and living your best 12 months out of the year. And I like to use this little summer shredded campaign to get you guys motivated and excited about living your best life. Because let me ask you something. Doing what you're doing right now, what happens tomorrow? Doing what you're doing right now, what happens next week, next month, next year? Will it be any easier? No, it won't be any easier. It won't be any easier. In fact, it'll be harder. Just like it's harder today than it was last week, last month, last year, it will be harder still if you don't start. So, this is a reminder to start. Just start living differently. In order to change your life, you must what? Well, you must change your life. You must change your actions. You must change your habits. You must change your social influence. You must change the places you go, the things that you do. You must even change what you think. And most people, they don't get that. They think somehow their life is going to magically change while not changing anything in their life. Now, I'm going to tell you, hey, if that worked, great. But as I look around and I see an ever growing obesity rate in the adult and adolescent population, I'll tell you this, it's not working. It's not working. Everybody you know is likely less healthy today than they were 1 year, 3 years, 5 years ago. The vast majority, anyway. You might have that one outlier who broke free. But the vast majority of the people you know, they're worse off today than they were a year ago. Well, why is that? They didn't change their life. They didn't change their habits. They didn't change their actions. They didn't change anything. They keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to be more healthy and more fit. And we know that is not going to happen. So let's answer some questions here. Sarah's coming down to the Jersey Shore. Heck yeah, let's go, Sarah. I'm having a little issue with the question feature. So feel free to ask inside the streams, ladies and gentlemen. So this gentleman asks, best practices to keep blood pressure down. And number one, that is multifactorial. There are multiple ways in order to get our blood pressure down. But what is the best way? Well, the best way is, there we go. Weight loss. Weight loss. How do we reduce blood pressure? Well, we lose weight. Now, doctors will probably throw drugs at you. Oh, your blood pressure is high. Let me throw a bunch of drugs at you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor. I'm saying don't listen to your doctor. But also I'm saying maybe you should ask your doctor, hey, doc, how do I lower my blood pressure without taking all of these synthetic toxic prescription drugs you want to throw into my body? Is there maybe something else I could do holistically, lifestyle-wise first? And if you have a competent doctor, if you have a good doctor, your doctor will have a really good conversation with you about lifestyle. And your doctor will say, you know what? Now that you mention it, high BMI individuals are at risk for nearly every major health crisis you can think of. The higher your BMI, the higher your risk. Therefore, if you lower your BMI, your body mass index, if you lower your BMI, you reduce your risk of all-cause mortality, of dying from lifestyle-related disease, which is heart disease, which is stroke, which is diabetes, which is cancer. The top 4 killers of Americans, the top 4 killers of those living in first world nations. Isn't that crazy? The top 4 things that kill us are directly related to our lifestyle. Isn't that funny? 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 No, it's not funny at all. It's actually sad, and I see it every day. I see high BMI individuals come to our office, and they're hooked on 3, 5, 7 or more prescription medicine. And I say, what did your doctor tell you about nutrition? They say nothing. So what do you mean nothing? You're on 7 medicines, 7 different medicines for 3 chronic conditions, and you're managing the symptoms of those medicines with other medicines. Your doctor didn't talk to you about nutrition, about lifestyle, about stress management, about sleep, about exercise. Your doctor didn't tell you anything about that. They say, no, not at all. Just gave me the pills and said, see you in 3 months. Poof. That's it. Now, have you had that experience? You probably have. Because if you've had that experience, well, you're just like the rest of us. I've gone through the medical industry. The medical industry, by and large, is horrible. By and large, there we go. The medical industry has failed us, chronically failed us. So let me answer this question before I get into all of these. Bang, 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 bang. Finally, we reduce body weight. You want to lower blood pressure? Well, start by reducing your body weight. How do you reduce body weight? Well, you start eating better. Oh. You start eating single ingredient, healthful, whole foods. Oh, you start avoiding synthetic toxic chemicals, pretending to be foods, food-like substances, we call them. You start exercising consistently and frequently, doing things that are challenging, but you also enjoy. You start going to bed a little earlier, getting 7.5 to 9 hours of deep, restful sleep every single night. You start managing your stress, and all of a sudden you start losing weight and feeling great. And guess what? Your blood pressure comes down with it. Isn't that interesting? Now, I'm not saying anything that's profound here, am I? Is this all brand new information to you? No, it's not. It's not brand new information. But this is the information you're likely not following. Do you drink alcohol? Well, you're going to have higher blood pressure than if you don't. Do you drink processed sugars? Well, if you do, you're going to have higher blood pressure than if you don't. Do you eat processed sugar? Do you eat synthetic food-like substances? Do you microwave your meals? Does your food come in a vacuum-sealed bag? Do you order your takeout? Do you eat pizza a couple times a week? Do you get burgers and fries a couple times a week? Do you go through a drive-thru to get any of your meals? Well, guess what? Your blood pressure will be much higher than if you did not do those things. It's a fact. So if you want to reduce your blood pressure, well, change your habits. Yes, I do. Vitor Mersad, Chael and I were just texting the other day. So yes, Vitor, I have to reach out to him soon. But many of the athletes, we've built lifelong bonds, which is very special. Daniel says, can you split lists up throughout the day? I'm an ambulance driver on my rig most of the day, odd hours. So Daniel, my suggestion to you is lists first thing in the morning, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity. First thing in the morning, we wake up, we drink our water, we take our burn rate. Maybe we sip on a little bit of that DolceCoffeeRoasters.com organic coffee. And we walk out our front door for 30 to 45 minutes before coming home and then continue on with our day. Daniel, that would be my strongest first suggestion to you. And then I would get as many other steps in as I can throughout the day. Yes, you can split it up. Yes, fed cardio is great. Fasted cardio is better. Marlene, what's up, Marlene? Good to see you. Bam. Right on. And I did get your email about the whole YouTube thing, so let's chat on that. Definitely want to have that chat. Jeff says, did not get the notification you are coming live. This is completely impromptu. Impromptu, because that's the way we roll today. I had a few extra minutes, and I figured I'd jump on and have a Q&A and see if I can help you guys in any way. Sarah says, I'm curious your thoughts on the carnivore diet and the notion that veggie and fruits have toxins in them that cause us inflammation. This, Sarah, is all a lie perpetrated by none other than the Liver King and Paul Saladino. Both liars, in my opinion. Well, Liver King has admitted to lying, and I think I have to say Paul, in my opinion, is a massive fucking fraud and a liar. And if you listen to the stuff that he says, you'll know. Paul is a liar because Paul pretends vegetables are killing you, but a bottle of powdered testicles will somehow save you, right? Paul Saladino is a psychiatrist. That is his medical licensing as a psychiatrist. So Paul is very good at manipulating people. He's a great marketer. But that's about all it is with Paul. He's all smoke and mirrors. Paul Saladino created a problem that did not exist so he could sell you a solution you did not need. Paul Saladino, remember, partners with the Liver King in the Heart and Soul supplement company that Paul runs. Did you know that? Go look at the articles of incorporation. Very easy to look up. Paul and the Liver King used to live together, but Paul says, I didn't know he was on steroids. Paul and the Liver King are business partners selling you the same pack of lies. Paul Saladino was a vegan, then he was keto, then he was carnivore, and now he's animal-based. So Paul was wrong 4 times categorically wrong 4 times, but pretends to be a nutrition expert while being categorically wrong 4 times. He was vegan. Then he was a carnivore. Then he was keto. Then he was a carnivore. Now he's animal-based, and that has changed again. Paul's nutritional ideology has changed as many times as Liver King's drug cycle has changed, or more. So to answer your question, Sarah, I have no respect for these people and the lies that they tell. And I'm happy to have that conversation with any of them through video or in person. Because shame on them. Shame on them. Let's go. Yeah, listen to this man. I know what's up. Paul. Hey, coach, I'm down 9 stone due to bowel cancer complications. Need to lose 2 more stone before corrective surgery. Hope all is well. In the UK, Paul, good to see you, brother. So happy to hear. So happy you're doing well. Sorry to hear you're dealing with this complication, this challenge. But my man, this is just the beginning for you. This is the wake-up call that you needed. This is the hand of God reaching down and touching you and telling you, my friend, there is a whole new, better life out there. And this is the challenge, the obstacle you must overcome to embrace this brand new life of yours. You're down 9 stone. What's that? 9 times 14? You're down 126 pounds, brother. You only have 14 more pounds to go, which is incredible. 2 more stone before corrective surgery. So now, this is not medical advice. You speak with your doctor. This is not specific advice. But I would say continue the path forward of eating high-quality, single-ingredient, healthful, whole foods. Stay fully nourished and fully hydrated. Avoid all the synthetic toxic chemicals. You're probably not doing that anyway. No alcohol, no sodas, no neon energy drinks, no fake healthy food, real food, earth-grown food. Manage your stress, brother, and I know it's a little hard. Meditate. Breathe. Surround yourself with love. This matters. Laugh as much as you can. Exercise with your doctor's supervision. Walking is all we need. Walking is ideal. I don't have any specific, but I want to give you just generalizations and categories. You're down 9 stone already. You have 2 to go. Oh, you're so close. You're almost there. So do a little more of what you've been doing, but do it slightly better is the best thing I can tell you right now. Bottled testicles. Okay, I trust you. Thank you, Sarah. Please do. Please do. I mean, I am the 4-time world MMA trainer of the year, the only with a 100% success rate. In 25 years of doing this professionally, nobody can make that claim. No PhD, no big entity, nobody can make that. Tom, are mitochondrial supplements like NAD or urolithin A overhyped? Maybe. NAD, and there's benefit, but I think the overhype, yeah, I would say overhype for sure, because most people are jumping over the healthy lifestyle factors and they're going straight into the non-healthy. And, all right. So Jason says protein and carbs before bed for improved muscle growth and healing. Fact or news fad? So protein and carbs before bed for improved muscle growth and healing. Fact or news fad? I would say both. I would say yes. Protein and carbs necessary to improve muscle growth. Eating them right before bed? Well, maybe not. It depends on more background, right? It depends on what your level of leanness is, what your body composition is, what your body fat percentage is, what your goal is moving forward, how hard you train, when was your last training session, what do you have to do when you wake up in the morning? All of this, that does matter. What time of night is it? If you're going to bed at 9 and you have a meal at 8, that's probably okay. If you're going to bed at 1 a.m. and you have a meal at 12, maybe not so good, right? So, in general, what I would say is if you have an egg white omelet with some veggies before bed, you're pretty good. If you drink a whey protein isolate like the Stronger Whey through Stronger supplements, if you guys have not gone to Stronger with the GRR supplements.com, go and check us out. My company, the official supplement company of the Dolce Diet, Stronger supplements.com. We produce burn rate, boom, our 4-phase fat burner, 100% all natural, clinically dosed, evidence-based ingredients. Our organic vanilla and our organic chocolate whey protein isolates are incredible. Creatine monohydrate and more at strongersupplements.com. That being said, having a organic whey protein isolate before bed to get 20, 30, 40 grams of those amino acids that you're trying to build muscle, that's a pretty good way to do it too. Maybe like a Greek yogurt. Okay, I'm fine with that. Or a cottage cheese. Yep, that's going to work. So I'm okay with all that. Kyle. So Kyle is following our squats and steak program. If you're not following the squats and steak program, that is something you can also get at strongersupplements.com. Click on the Dolce Diet tab at the top, and then you can join the squats and steak program inside our 12-week or 12-month online total body training plan, which is awesome. But Kyle says, is it possible to lose body fat on the squats and steak program? There's a lot of food. There is a lot of food. There's a lot of food because we're trying to build muscle. The goal of squats and steak is to add 200 pounds to your back squat and 20 pounds of muscle during that period of time. Now, depending on how big you are, what your training experience is, it's to add 10 to 20 pounds of muscle and 1 to 200 pounds of bar weight to your back squat, performing these 20 rep squats the way we have them programmed. We need a lot of food because there's a lot of energy you're going to be consuming. Most of the people we've seen do squats and steak, they gain weight and they improve their body composition, which is awesome. So what does that mean? They actually get leaner as they get bigger. So that would be the goal. But it is a lot of food. It's a commitment. Now, how cool is it that you get to eat a lot of food while increasing body mass percentage? Wade, what's up, Wade? Put my coaching to use. The girlfriend is down 15 pounds in 2 weeks on the 4x4 plan with the golden ratio 1 by 1 by half. Thank you. That is the Dolce Diet 4x4 program. My man Wade is following through. Boom. Thank you, Sarah. There we go. Good to see you. Oh, one more question. Is it true that even the fructose in fruit will cause an insulin response that causes us to stop any fat loss? False. Categorically false. False. I'll just say it's false. It's like saying, isn't it true that puppies, I don't know, walk on the moon? That's not true. Right? So no, that's false. It's another lie of the fitness frauds that are running around out there. Why do I like berberine? Because of all the volumes and volumes of scientific data that support the benefit of berberine with regard to insulin regulation. That berberine has competed directly with metformin, a powerful prescription medicine, and berberine has outperformed metformin in many categories for people with diabetes. Berberine is an over-the-counter. Ours is 100% all natural berberine that we use as the insulin regulator inside our burn rate, which is our 4-phase fat burner. Phase 1 is insulin regulation. Phase 2 is thermogenesis due to our organic caffeine. Phase 3 is lipolysis that we get from the polyphenols inside a compound called epigallocatechin gallate extracted from green tea. Phase 4 is appetite regulation, not quite suppression, but it is, that we use capsaicin or cayenne pepper from capsaicin and also bioperine, which is black pepper. And we also have an optimized all natural diuretic in there so you can drop that water weight, that outer layer of fluid that makes you look like you're a little holding a little extra chunk. You lose the water weight, your insulin regulates, thermogenesis goes up, lipolysis increases, appetite is suppressed. That's what burn rate does extremely well. And that's why we use it. Back in the early pre-berberine days, we were using chromium piconolate back in the 90s. I've been doing this forever. I've been in this game a long time, my friends. RX Rex says, just recently bought your protein. Great taste and clean as heck. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. A lot of stronger supplement questions in here. And let me answer this one. Tommy says, are testosterone supplements BS? They are. The testosterone boosters out there, by and large, they just don't work. If you have low testosterone levels, here's what you need to do. Ready? Guys and gals, listen up. If you have low testosterone levels, this is what you need to do. You need to lose weight. Because high body mass individuals have lower testosterone than those who don't. Okay? You need to start eating single ingredient, healthful whole foods because you are likely nutrient deficient, and it is those deficiencies that are impeding your body's natural testosterone production. Okay. Number 3 is you need to get 7.5 to 9 hours of deep, restful sleep every single night so your body can properly regenerate the right hormonal cascade to produce testosterone. And it's nothing is in a vacuum. Your whole body is not one system. All systems work together. And you need to be exercising consistently to elicit the production of testosterone. That's always the first step. Then we want to get comprehensive blood work. We want to analyze any further deficiencies or imbalances. And then we can start moving from there. But I would say any over-the-counter testosterone supplement, number 1, it's not going to work. And number 2, it's going to cost more money than actually getting bioidentical prescribed testosterone. And this is for ladies too. Ladies, listen up. Ladies, have you noticed as hard as you work, you're just not seeing any changes to your body? You're working harder than ever and you're getting softer, weaker. You're noticing troubled body parts getting even worse no matter how hard you diet and how hard you train. Have you noticed it's a little harder to fall asleep? And when you do sleep, you don't get good sleep and you wake up like you didn't sleep at all? Are you kind of like a little cloudy thinking? Just like kind of in a little bit of a fog throughout the day? Have you noticed your libido is just kind of not what it once was? You love your husband, your significant other, but you're just not really interested in, any adult time really anymore, or not nearly as much? Well, ladies, guess what? You very well might also be a candidate for TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, or HRT, hormone replacement therapy. It's true. Ladies, you just as much as men, and even more so than men. Ladies are more sensitive to reductions in testosterone level because you have such a little bit of it. Just like guys are more sensitive to an increase in estrogen because we have such a little bit of it by comparison. So when we have a little bit and it goes up a little bit, we notice it, the estrogen. When ladies, you have a little bit of testosterone and it goes down a little bit, you notice it. Guys don't really notice big or small fluctuations in testosterone. Ladies don't notice small fluctuations in estrogen. But the opposite, we all notice. So ladies, if you have any of those symptoms I had just mentioned, you might have an issue that needs to be analyzed. Now, you can absolutely go to a doctor. Your traditional primary care physician likely has no idea what you're talking about. It's probably like, you're fine. It's normal now. You're at that age now. It's normal now. Hey, you want a Xanny? I'll give you some Xanax to make you feel better. You want some, psych meds? I'll give you some of those. We won't address the root cause, the hormone imbalance, the nutritional deficiency. We won't talk about that, the possible use of bioidentical hormones to help you. We won't talk about that. We'll just give you some sort of psychoactive drug to get you hooked on for the rest of your life and then completely numb you out. So, guys and gals, if you have any questions on this, if you're stuck, if you need help, you can send me a DM on Instagram and I can help you. We have an amazing team. We have registered dietitians on staff. We have amazing doctors around the country that we can put you in contact with. We act as your advocate. We're not medical doctors here, but we have registered dietitians who do work with doctors, and we provide medical nutrition therapy. So if the doctor gives you a prescription or give you some, suggestions, our team can help you follow that through. Or at the same time, we can hopefully help you avoid medical intervention through holistic lifestyle management. And we can absolutely help analyze your blood work for you, tell you what to speak with your doctor, and we can help translate some of the gobbledygook that your doctor might tell you and put it in very simple lifestyle related terms. This is something that we do every single day for the world's greatest athletes, Hollywood celebrities, but also regular Joe and Janes around the country. So send me a DM on Instagram. I don't have any links in this capacity to send you here, but happy to do so. Boom, Jesse Lee. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, brother. AG1 Greens, Rogan, Huberman. Is it legit or an overpriced supplement? It's an overpriced supplement. Highly overpriced supplement. I'm not a fan of it at all. I looked at it, I was like, yeah, the guy, and number one, it's so expensive. And Rhonda Patrick, actually, just type in Dr. Rhonda Patrick and AG1. Rhonda Patrick does a very good job at completely dismantling AG1. No, I'm not mad at the company. I don't care. I'm not mad. It doesn't affect me in any way. I don't think it's bad. I think it's what Rhonda had said. And I'll quote Dr. Rhonda Patrick. AG1 at its best is a very expensive multivitamin. That's it. And me looking at it, I agree with that also. Okay, I'm hearing so much crazy nonsense. Nonsense is everywhere. Sarah, you might be in that realm. So if anyone is interested, you want a little bit of help in navigating that whole because the world is a little crazy when it comes to blood work and hormones and deficiencies and balances. Should you like go on the drugs? Should you buy these high price supplements? Should you just modify your lifestyle? We always say start simply and then slowly build out based upon diagnostics. And we can help you get your blood work and all that stuff done too. Oliver, boom! Don't count calories, make calories count. You know it. And hold on one second. I'll be right there. I'm right here. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you see me? I can't see you. Here we go. They say never leave the camera. It was the cardinal sin, right? But all right. Any real value to apple cider vinegar? Tommy asks. No. Every person I know who's ever taken apple cider vinegar on an empty stomach or because they had a jacked up stomach felt way worse, myself included. Apple cider vinegar at its best is like a little dressing to add to your salad. I would never, ever, and have never suggested anyone take shots of apple cider vinegar. Oh my God. It's like you got stabbed in the gut. Would you still do moderate intensity, steady state cardio, fasted if doing it first thing in the morning? Yeah. I'll do miss. Usually I do miss twice a week. I do lists 4 to 5 times a week. I'll do miss once or twice a week, and I'll do HIIT, high intensity interval training, once every 5 to 10 days or so. So I kind of mix it up. It's usually like when I feel it. Right. So I'll go for like a higher pace. And what is this? Let me explain. What is list? What is miss? What is HIIT? What is hurt? List is low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, zone 1, where you're walking at a conversational pace. Your heart rate gets up to about 110 max. Miss, moderate intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity. Now, this is not walking. This is jogging. jogging still at a conversational pace, but your heart rate will start to increase 120, 130, 140. Uh-oh. And then we have LISS, we have MISS, then we have what we call HIRT, high intensity resistance training, weightlifting, where it's interval and crash. Interval, your heart rate goes up because you're doing squats and you take a 2-minute break. Then it goes up because you're doing another set, then you take a break. Then we have high intensity interval training, which is doing the Airdyne 20 seconds, whoosh, and just pedaling for a minute. So all these are different and they get your heart rate in the different zones. The lower the zone, the more you can do. The higher the zone, the less you can do. It's that simple. You can't do interval sprints every single day. You'll collapse. You'll break down. You'll get sick. You'll get hurt. You can absolutely walk every day. So usually I like to do my lists 4 to 5 days a week, and then I'll do like a moderate intensity. And I do that on the pre-core because the elliptical machine, because it's easier to do, and I'm not going to be running around outside. I'm still dealing with some mechanical injuries from all the years of combat sports and heavy weightlifting and all that BS. So it's better and funner for me to do pain-free on the elliptical. And then every so often, I'll do super high intensity intervals on the interval, but also do the HIRT training, which is resistance training, weightlifting. When I weightlift, I'll usually get my heart rate somewhere up into the 160s or so, which is like zone 4. And the interval training is zone 5, which for me is above 180. Not a problem. So that's hopefully that helps. And what else do we have here? More questions. What is your favorite way to get protein late at night? I serve, so it's tricky sometimes. This is my favorite way. Get it? Way? Get it? Stronger way, baby. That's my favorite because I can get 20, 40, 60 grams of high quality whey protein isolate into my stomach that is immediately absorbed at the lowest possible calorie count of any form of protein. Lower than steak, lower than chicken, lower than eggs, right? Because it's pure whey protein isolate. And ours is delicious because it's made with organic cacao. The chocolate is. You can see organic, boom. The organic cacao or our organic vanilla bean. That's it. So our whey protein isolate at Stronger Supplements is 100% all natural. Nobody else. I don't know any other company who has 100% all natural. We don't even have the fake natural flavors in there. It's 100% all natural. Zero synthetics are in our products. Zero synthetics are in all of our products. Zero synthetics. 100% all natural, clinically dosed, evidence-based. So how do I get my protein late at night? It's the Stronger Whey protein. It's freaking amazing. Kids absolutely love it. So parents now keep tagging us in all their videos of their kids making healthy chocolate milk with like almond milk or oat milk and the Stronger Whey, the chocolate whey, which is amazing. People mixing our vanilla into their smoothies. It's awesome. What is the best number for blood pressure and heart rate on men and women? Well, the ceiling of blood pressure is 120 over 80. We don't want it to be above 120 over 80 blood pressure wise. We actually want it to be lower. 120 over 80, 110 over 70, 100 over 60. That's kind of where we want to be. I'm usually right around that 100 over 60 or so range. If I'm at like 110 over 70, that would be high for me, and I don't want to be there. And then heart rate, well, your true heart rate is when you're sleeping. That's your resting heart rate. So when you're up and walk, like my heart rate right now is probably 100 because I'm up, I'm animated, I'm talking, I'm running around the gym, right? So my heart rate's high. This is not resting heart rate. Resting heart rate when you're sleeping in the middle of the night. And if you have a little wearable device, that's a good way to do it. Or first thing in the morning, simply take your heart rate before you even get out of bed. You'll get a pretty good estimate of what your resting heart rate is. Calories. Sarah, okay, I'm going to DM you on a look at my labs and assess. Thank you for your invaluable insights. So glad I thought you missed you. Sarah, I appreciate that. Right on. And yeah, definitely send me. Let me know. If you have labs, even better. That would be freaking awesome. Let me see if we have any more questions here. I just love these where I can just jump on impromptu, answer questions, have a nice chat with you guys, engage, right? Thoughts on peanut butter? I love it, fan of it, just as long as you're eating only peanuts. If you read the ingredients of your peanut butter, the only ingredient should be peanuts. There should be no oils added to it because peanuts have a lot of oil. No oil should be added, maybe salt. I'm okay with salt, never sugar. Now, you'll see, you'll be like, oh, you'll buy this. If your jar says peanut spread, peanut butter spread, it's not peanut butter. It's a completely different product, right? So your peanut butter should only be peanuts. That's the only thing, the only ingredient. So Glevy says, is it necessary to be within 110 to 120 beats per minute for lists? All I see is people casually strolling. No, you don't want to get above 110. Like 110 is the max. 120 is the max. But for us, we say, hey, don't go above 110 beats per minute. Why is that? Because once the higher your heart rate gets, the more your body's going to start using glucose as the primary fuel source, which kind of negates the whole purpose of doing the fasted list. We want to use a mechanism called oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation is the mechanism with which your body utilizes stored fat as the primary fuel source. But that's only for low intensity aerobic activity. If we start to increase the intensity, your body will transfer energy systems from oxidative phosphorylation over to glycolysis, with which your body starts now looking for sugar for higher glycolytic activities requiring glucose. That's stored in the muscle, stored in the liver, but also can be circulating freely in the bloodstream. We don't want to use the glucose or the glycogen. We want to use the stored body fat through oxidative phosphorylation. That usually kicks in around 120 beats per minute for the average person. So we want to keep it lower to make sure that we're utilizing body fat. This is improved in the absence of insulin, which is why we suggest doing this fasted first thing in the morning. When our insulin levels are the lowest they will be in a 24-hour period, that's the time to enjoy fasted lists to maximally utilize stored body fat for that specific type of energy. That's the way we do it. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for being here. Well, there's a couple questions, so I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Paul, yes, Mike, love your channel, mate. Thanks for the replies. I'm back doing morning lists with a broken collarbone in the UK. Brother, you are a savage, Paul. Let's get it, my man. Broken collarbone fasted list in the UK. And Lord knows the weather in the UK is not always cooperative. Much respect to you, my friend. Fadito says, I know this is off topic. Is 48 too old to start combat training as an ex-smoker? Hell no. Every human should be engaging in some form of martial art for the entirety of our lives. Now, Fadito, don't spar yet. Slow train, good form, technique, right? Head movement, footwork. This is the way to do it. Whatever the skill will be, whether it's Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing, maybe it's grappling and jiu-jitsu. Technique over everything. Be a martial artist. Don't be a fighter. Be a martial artist. Don't be a fighter, my friends. Real talk. I'm suffering spine and neck and hip and back. So much injuries. I got over 120 stitches in my head. My ears are all fucking chewed on, right? Don't be a fighter. I know I made a career out of it, but would I do it again? I would have stayed in real estate finance probably if I could do it again. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have because I'm wired like this. But be careful. At 48 years old, I'm 49 years old. I don't want anybody punching me in the face. I want to know how to defend myself, right? I want to be able to punch somebody else in the face, but I don't want to be in a fist fight with anybody ever. I just want to train, sweat, have fun, have full access to my athleticism, give people hugs, high fives, and smiles, and just keep it moving. But be a martial artist, Fadito. Tom, Why does fasted lists change after 90 minutes? It wouldn't still use fat for fuel if I kept my heart rate at around 90 to 110. Thanks for taking the time. It can, but it's hard to. So we say it's like, hey, 60 minutes, kind of the Goldilocks zone, 90 minutes max. Shut it down, get some fuel, and then continue on. We're not saying don't ever. We're just saying like 90 minutes is a long time. And your body wants to do things. Your body will always try and do things easier. I can do this easier. Let me just use the glucose here. That's what your body's always trying to do. So we understand the way the body works and the natural proclivities of metabolism, and we're trying to work within that realm, right? So that's why what we found is anytime people walk more than 90 or so minutes, it's very hard to keep your heart rate below 110. It's very hard. It's very hard to stay in a strictly aerobic training zone. It's very hard. Now, the more you do it, the better you'll be at it. But 77% of the population currently is overweight or obese. So less than a quarter of the people I'm talking to right now have the body mass to even begin attempting this. That's less than 1 in 4. So when I speak, I'm speaking in generalities. Now, if we were working together privately, which I do have a few private coaching spots available. If you're interested, send me a DM on Instagram. That will go directly to me. You and I develop a relationship. We'll see if we're a good fit. But send me a DM today if any of you are interested on Instagram, Dolce Diet. And I do have a few clients that they'll get on their bike and we monitor them. They'll cycle for like 30, 40, 50 miles at such a pace. We keep their heart rate right inside that threshold. And it's awesome. But that takes some training, which is fun to do. That's what we do. Marlene, absolutely. Good to see you, my friend. Vegas says, is it realistic to truly lose 25 to 30 pounds of tummy fat in a man with Dolce diet in 3 to 4 months and not have a belly anymore without killing yourself? I have an office job. Well, let me tell you, I won't say his last name, but I have a client right now, Jeff. Jeff, by today, is probably over 40 pounds down, and he started following our 3 weeks to shredded program 7 weeks ago. Boom. Real story. I talk to Jeff once a week. He's in my Living Lean coaching club. We meet every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in joining that, send me a DM also. Just makes it easy because I have no links in any of these streams. Send me a DM on Instagram, not on the platform where you're seeing this, not on YouTube, not on Facebook, on Instagram. I'll check and I'll have the conversation with you. Jeff is down 40 pounds in just over 6 weeks following our 3 weeks to shredded program. He did it twice back to back. Boom. Is it possible? Jeff, you're saying 3 to 4 months. Yeah. Now, do you have the weight to lose? I don't know. I'm about 200 pounds. I don't have 40 pounds to lose anymore. When I was 280, I sure did. When I was 240, yeah, I still did. If you have the weight to lose, it is very realistic. And if you guys are interested, I would say go to, let me see if I can show it to you right now. Let me see. I'll do this for you right now. Let me show you where to go. If you are interested, boom. You see this right here? This is Stronger Supplements. If you go to Stronger Supplements, you can see all of our amazing products right here. But if you click on this tab, Dolce Diet, boom. Who's that handsome guy? Lose 21 pounds in 21 days. Here's a bunch of
I'm starting to see huge,
great videos, testimonials, a little bit of how it works. And then here's the plans. And right now, you can actually claim this discount. Actually get that set up right now. So anyway, go here. Real people, my friends, crushing it. This is at strongersupplements.com. You click that Dolce Diet link. This now directly puts you in our online total body transformation program. If you're interested, we have that available to you. Stop sharing. There we go. I'm just trying to do everything I can to help you guys. Like that's there available for you. Use code SUMMER15 also because there is a discount built into that. Use code SUMMER15 on top of, and you'll see the full discount take place. And I'll have the tech team go in there and see if they can make anything else available for you guys. Is there a realistic answer to that? Eat carbs, lose weight. I finally figured it out. Sweet potato. Right on. Been following you since 2014. Boom. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for being here. I don't know how many people are on the stream right now, how many platforms we're streaming on, but it's good to see you guys. Let me answer any more questions here before it is time to finally hop off. Let's see. Dumbbell workouts. Dumbbell workouts. All asks are good for building muscle. I like those. I like unilateral, which was training single limb, like doing lunges instead of traditional bilateral squats. Absolutely. Ali says, if you have 25 pounds of belly fat only as a man with the Dolce diet, is it really realistic to have a six pack? That's funny. Very similar question. It is. I wouldn't say it's simple, not easy. Let me explain that as we wrap up here. It is simple, not easy. What does that mean? Well, easy implies lack of work. Simple is very clear, very obvious. It is a very simple plan to get from New Jersey to California. It's very simple. It's not easy. I gotta get on an airplane, or I gotta get in a train, or I gotta get in a car, right? So it's not, quote, easy, but it's simple. Losing 25, 30, 40 pounds and finally seeing your abs for the first time as an adult, it is a very simple process with the Dolce diet. I'm not going to say it's easy because that means that there's no work. No, you got to put in some work. You got to say no to your fat friends. You can't poison your body with all the alcohol and the processed sugar anymore. So you're going to have a little bit of friction. That's the truth. And anyone who tells you otherwise is a liar. There's going to be a little bit of friction, but it's worth it. It is a very simple plan. It's very straightforward. And what we say is we set the GPS for you. The Dolce Diet programs is the GPS that you need to live your best life. We absolutely set that up for you. And then once you get there, it's harder for me now to not be fit and healthy than it would be for me. It's harder for me now to eat poorly than it is to eat well because I only know how to eat well. I don't know how to eat poorly anymore. I would be so sick. It's not worth it. That's where we want to get you. Absolutely, Sarah. Thank you for being here. Jeff is 46, been doing starting strength for several months, have made some nice gains in the amount of weight I push, but joints are beginning to hurt. Oh man, is the program too aggressive for a man? 100%. I would not do starting strength. And I like Ripito. Mark Ripito, smart guy. I would not do starting strength. Starting strength beat me up in my 20s. Starting strength beat me up in my 20s. You get strong for sure, but it's not worth it. And you don't really keep the strength either. The strength, once you stop, the strength goes away. You go back to the way you were. Now you're just more beat up. So I would more suggest our Shred Dad program. And that might be a great segue for you, the Shred Dad program at, you know what, guys, let me do this for you right now. I don't have the capacity to do so. So if you are trying to get any of the products that we have, if you want to hang out here, I'll do it for you guys right now. Let's see. What are we going to call this? Podcast 20. There you go. Podcast 20. Use code podcast 20. If you go to the Stronger page, how about this? Watch. Oh, you know what? So many options. I'm going to hook you guys up. The 12-week program right here. Boom, boom, boom. Worth every freaking penny, by the way. Worth every penny. You know what? I'm going to back out of that because I'm going to do something even better for you. The 12-month unlimited. Don't worry about that price because get rid of that. Okay. So right now, this has it listed at $357. You're automatically going to get a free creatine. Hey, isn't that awesome? Now we're going to go to, just watch. We're going to check out. And that's the business address right there. Boom. How about that? Podcast 20. Look. So it went from $397 down to $333. And guys and gals, that is for a 12-month, 1-year membership. You get access to 3 weeks to Shredded, Living Lean, Squats and Steak, Shred Dad, Sculpt and Tone for Women. Body Armor is just about to drop, the in-home bodyweight training program. Jacked and Stacked, which is like our bodybuilding program, that's just about to drop. All of that is on the way for you guys. Hopefully you saw that. I'm looking at the screen. Promo code podcast 20. Let me put that in here. I think that's a smoking freaking deal. You can even use those on the supplements too, on the whey protein, on burn rate, on the creatine. It's all there. But get the 12-month program, lock in that 20% discount. There's an extra 10% discount already thrown on top of that. Bam, you're freaking locked in. You're going to get a free tub of creatine as a result of that. Then throw in some whey protein and some burn rate. Then you're locked in. I don't know what more I can do for you. I don't know what more I could do for you at this point. But I hope that helps, my friends. And I'm going to hop out now because my phone's blowing up. I'm super late. I was going to do like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm an hour into this stream. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram. I answer every single one. Who else does that? I don't know if Elon is answering the phone for every Tesla user who has a question, but I absolutely do that inside Instagram. So send me a DM at The Dolce Diet. Until next time, my friends, thank you. And this is my podcast. This is going to be on the audio podcast. Audio podcast friends, love you guys. You guys know what to do. Don't count calories. Make calories count. Boom.